Kurdish rebellion, Iran-Iraq war, Iran's war on drug, KDPI insurgency, South Lebanon conflict, invasion of Afghanistan 2006, Lebanon war, Iraq war, Iran-Israel proxy conflict, Syrian civil war, Iraqi civil war 2019-20, Persian Gulf crisis. Qasem Soleimani was an Iranian military officer who served in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps from 1998 until his death in 2020. He was the commander of the Quds Force, an IRGC division primarily responsible for extraterritorial and clandestine military operations. In his later years, he was considered by some analysts to be the right-hand man of the supreme leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, as well as the second most powerful person in Iran behind him. As a civilian, Soleimani initially worked in construction before joining the IRGC during the Islamic Revolution in 1979. He assembled and led a company of soldiers when the Iran-Iraq War began in September 1980, eventually rising through the ranks to become the commander of the 41st Tarla Division in his 20s. He was later involved in extraterritorial operations, and in the late 1990s became commander of the IRGC Quds Force. Following the September 11 attacks on the United States, Iranian diplomats under his direction cooperated with U.S. forces in Afghanistan to fight the Taliban. Soleimani also provided extensive assistance to Hezbollah in Lebanon. In 2012, following the outbreak of the Syrian civil war, Soleimani helped bolster the government of Syria and its president, Bashar al-Assad, a key Iranian ally. He ran Iran's operations in the Syrian civil war and helped plan and organize the Russian military intervention in Syria. Soleimani coordinated Kurdish Peshmerga and Shia militia forces in Iraq, and assisted them during the militant expansion Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant in 2014. Soleimani was popular among many Iranians, with many viewing him as a selfless hero fighting Iran's enemies, while others deemed him to be a murderer. Soleimani was personally sanctioned by the United Nations and the European Union, and was designated as a terrorist by the United States in 2005. Soleimani was assassinated in a targeted American drone strike on 3 January 2020 in Baghdad, Iraq on the orders of U.S. President Donald Trump. The strike was strongly condemned by some, including the Iranian government, and a mass multi-city funeral was held in both Iraq and Iran for Soleimani and other casualties caused by the drone strike. Hours after his burial on 7 January 2020, the Iranian military launched missiles against U.S. military bases in Iraq. While no lives were lost in the second attack, the Pentagon reported that 110 American troops were wounded in the strikes. Soleimani was born on the 11th of March 1957, in the village of Kana-e-Malik, Kerman province. After he finished school, he moved to the city of Kerman and worked on a construction site to help repay his father's agricultural debts. In 1975, he began working as a contractor for the Kerman Water Organization. When not at work, he spent his time with weight training in local gyms, or attending the sermons of Hojjat Kamyab, a preacher and a protege of Ali Khamenei, who according to Soleimani incited him to revolutionary activities. Soleimani joined the Revolutionary Guard in 1979 following the Iranian Revolution, which saw the Shah fall and Ayatollah Khomeini take power. Reportedly, his training was minimal, but he advanced rapidly. Early in his career as a guardsman, he was stationed in northwestern Iran, and participated in the suppression of a Kurdish separatist uprising in West Azerbaijan province. I entered the on a 15-day mission, and ended up staying until the end. We were all young and wanted to serve the revolution. On the 22nd of September 1980, when Saddam Hussein launched an invasion of Iran, setting off the Iran-Iraq war, Soleimani joined the battlefield serving as the leader of a military company, consisting of men from Kerman whom he assembled and trained. He quickly earned a reputation for bravery, and rose through the ranks because of his role in successful operations to retake the lands Iraq had occupied, and eventually became the commander of the 41st Tarla Division while still in his 20s. Participating in most major operations, He was mostly stationed at the southern front. He was seriously injured in Operation Tariq al-Quds. In a 1990 interview, he mentioned Operation Fath al-Mubin as the best operation he participated in and very memorable due to its difficulties yet positive outcome. He was also engaged in leading and organizing irregular warfare missions deep inside Iraq by the Ramadan headquarters. It was at this point that Soleimani established relations with Kurdish Iraqi leaders in the Shia Badr organization, both opposed to Iraq's Saddam Hussein. On the 17th of July 1985, Soleimani opposed the IRGC leadership's plan to deploy forces to two islands in western Awand Rud on the Shatt al-Arab River. After the war, during the 1990s, he was an IRGC comm.